Հանուն Հոր եւ Որդվո եւ Օգնուին Սրբո ամեն։ Քրիստոս հարյավ իմերելոց օրտնյալ է հարությունն Քրիստոսի։ Սիրելի հավատացյալներ, մեր եկեղեցին այսօր գդոնախմբե մեր Տիրոջ եւ Փրկիչին Հիսուս Քրիստոսի հրաշափառ հարության դոնը։ Եվ այս արիթով բոլոր անոնք, որ մեր եկեղեցին գտնվին, մենք իրենց կսեք բարի եկածեք, մենք շատ ուրախ ենք ձեզ տեսնելով, ասիգա ծերալ եկեղեցին է, ծերալ երկրորդ դունն է։ Happy Easter to everyone and welcome to St. Gregory Church. We are excited to see everyone. This is everyone's church. And the church welcomes everyone today. Today is Easter, and we are gathered here to celebrate what happened on Easter. What happened on Easter? Jesus Christ was resurrected. Blessed be is his resurrection. So we are here to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. We are here to celebrate Easter. Easter is a day that changed the course of history. When you were at school, or when you read something historical, a history book, you immediately noticed and still notice two letters which symbolize something that is very important. These two letters usually come after any date is given. One of them is BC, which means before Christ. So if we are talking about the prophet Moses, or Alexander the Great, Plato the philosopher, or our king, Dikran the Great, we say that they all lived before Christ. So when we are writing something about them, we put he lived BC. And there are also two other letters, AD, which in Latin is Anno Domini, which means in the year of the Lord. Until today, we are in the AD period, after the resurrection or after Christ was born. So if someone asked me which year you are born, I would say 1990 AD, which means I was born in the year of the Lord. So you see, history is divided before or after Christ. Before Christ was born and after Christ was born. Jesus changed the course of history. But some of you might say, well, dear Higher, this is a Christmas sermon. This isn't an Easter sermon, because everything got changed after Jesus' birth. And I would say yes, that is correct, because modern history starts from the birth of Jesus. But for a second, let's imagine that Jesus was just an ordinary person like you and I. And one day, when he was preaching, and afterwards when he had a dinner with his friends, he got arrested, went into a show trial, put to death, and the story ended that way. And then we would say, why our history would be changed by the birth and then the death of an ordinary person? Why? Because Jesus wasn't an ordinary person. Because of Easter, because of resurrection, because Jesus was victorious over death. Death takes everyone, but it couldn't take Jesus. Jesus was victorious over death. That is why Christ changed the course of history. My dear brothers and sisters, Easter changes everything. Easter made Christians from a bunch of cowards and traitors into evangelists, into great church leaders and planters. In the Gospel of Matthew, this is what we read. After the Sabbath, as the first day of the week was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb. And suddenly there was a great earthquake. For an angel of the Lord, descending from heaven, came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. For fear of him, the guards shook and became like dead men. But the angel said to the woman, "Do not be afraid. I know that you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he has been raised, as he said. Come, see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he has been raised from the dead, and indeed he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him. This is my message for you." So they left the tomb quickly with fear and great joy and ran to tell his disciples. As you noticed from the reading, the followers of Jesus, friends of Jesus, the disciples of Jesus, including these women who followed him, were afraid because they lost Jesus, because Jesus was taken from them. The Romans came and took him. This was very difficult for them. So what was their experience? We see they were experiencing pain. They were experiencing the unknown. And they were experiencing fear. When this woman went to the tomb, they weren't expecting so much. Probably they were expecting more fear, more disappointment. But when they arrived, everything got changed. They saw that change. They saw the empty tomb. So before they arrived, they were afraid. But when they heard the story of the resurrection from the angel, that fear turned into something else. That fear turned into hope. And another word was used in the text, great joy. They were joyous. My dear friends, this is what Easter does to our lives. Easter turns our fears into joy. Easter turns our Good Fridays into joyous Easter. When you encounter Easter, when you encounter the resurrected Christ, when you encounter the empty tomb that tells you that everything didn't end here, then your BC, then your condition before Christ turns into AD. After Christ, after Christ's resurrection, after Christ's involvement in your life, your fear, your uncertainty about your life, about your children, about your work, about the meaning of how you live your life, after you encounter Easter, all this will become a big source of joy and comfort. Easter is an invitation to us to not stay in fear. Easter is a call to proceed to the empty tomb. Look inside and ask ourselves, is there a hope? Is it going to change? Will what I pray for become real? Will God answer to my prayers? Will what I ask from God become true? Will my different fears stay and take me down every day, little by little? Or because of Easter, because of the resurrected Christ, I will feel like a bird flying in the air, joyous and happy, because my fears turned into joy. Easter changes indeed, my friends. So do not stay afraid. Come to the resurrected Lord, and your life will become more transforming, more rewarding, full with happiness and God's blessings. May God bless all of you. Christos harjav imerelots orniale harutjunen Christosi. Amen.